Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back. Jumping into NAUTIS again, and this time we're going to go for something a little bit more advanced. This is Manoeuvring tutorial level 2. So this is going to throw in some wind, some rain, some waves and stuff like that. Should be interesting. This course is all about controlling a ship with the effects of currents and wind. In reality, a ship will always be affected by the conditions in the environment. Wind and current will influence your ability to maneuver. Keep the LXP course Manoeuvring 2 open to read about the theory behind it. I'm not going to do that unless I get stuck. Let's jump in. So this first one requires me just to stay in place, which should be fine. I've changed all the cameras up and stuff, so you know, the more I play it and look back on the videos that I've made, the more I can see where we've got good footage, where we haven't got good footage, and I'm trying to show you everything but without ruining the experience, if you will. It's not very easy to do. So I've changed everything up. Let me know in the comments if it's any better or any worse or whatever, and just keep trying, keep learning, keep evolving, keep exploring. Right, sorry, I'm just looking at my shed and trying to figure out how I can fit everything in. It's a work in progress. If you're interested in knowing what the Sim Shack looks like, then please do subscribe to the channel. And we have quite a few channels, so you may have to look around and find the right one, but one of them has quite a bit of information about the Sim Shack evolving and so on and so forth. Fundamentally, what I'm trying to do, just for those of you who don't know the channel particularly well, is I'm trying to simulate as realistically as possible on a budget. That might seem ridiculous. I've got 3 screens here, one 4K monitor, steering wheel, joystick, loads of cameras everywhere, but this hasn't just materialized in the space of 10 minutes. You know, I have been working on this for years, and these monitors, yes, they're curved, yes, they're 2K, but they're the cheapest 2K curved monitors you could find on planet Earth. So yeah, it's about as realistic as possible, as cheap as possible. That's what I try to do anyway. Sometimes it's not possible to do it on the cheap. Right, you start in the middle of 4 buoys. Your speed is 0. All you have to do is stay between the 4 buoys for 5 minutes. Okay. It's going to be interesting. So what are we facing? We're facing some wind. Oh, we're actually in reverse. That's no good. That's an accident. I can't see the other one, so that's quite annoying. Alright, here we go. So we've got a bit of weather. So I can see the wind is coming in from a northeasterly direction, which is making me think it's going to push the ship this way. I think the waves, the current, there is no current. The waves are definitely coming this way along with the wind. So all I'm going to do is just... I'm averaging about 7 knots. Nothing more than that. Literally just turning the props, keep it as stable. The wind is coming in at 25 knots. We are heading more over to the left than the right, it seems. I'm going to put a little bit more front thrusters on this. Just because I can see it's edging further and further that way, and I don't really want to fail. We're getting a little bit too far back as well. Scenario failed? What? Excuse me? Excuse me? I'm not outside. That's incorrect, I'm afraid. I was just about to put some power on as well. In my defense, my throttle was already in reverse when we started, so it was a bit unfair of a start anyway, because we started heading back immediately. Right, this time I know what we're doing. Let's see if the same weather conditions exist. Should be a lot easier this time. But that's cool. I mean, has it crashed? Oh, for God's sake. This crashes all the time, this game. It is in early access. It's worth pointing that out again, for anyone who isn't aware. I am making it work in 3 screens, even though technically the game doesn't yet support 3 screens. So there's a whole bunch of reasons why it keeps crashing. I'm certainly helping by forcing it to go 3 screens when it doesn't really want to. I've also changed the recording setup as well, because I noticed we were getting some poor recording quality. Right. So let's have a little bit of throttle. So 11% and a little bit of front thruster just to keep the front end in. We'll see how we get on. So already I can see we're edging slightly to the left. Try and get my cameras set up. But now I've got an eyeball on all 4 buoys. I can sort of see where we are. Now I've just got to stay here for 5 minutes. Just jump out for a second so you can see how awesome this looks. Look at the lovely waves coming in on the ship. Looks absolutely stunning. I'd like to see bigger waves and so on, but I think we're holding our ground quite well. We are edging ever so slightly towards these and over a bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the throttle down to 0 for a minute. Let the waves roll us back. Yeah, we're very close to the edge now. I may even have to pull us back a bit here. coming back ever so slightly now. I've changed it up as well, so I've got absolute precision control on the thrusters. Oh my god, we're rotating quite a lot here. This is not good. This is harder than I was expecting. I guess if I was smart, I'd put the ship facing into the wind. Ten seconds remaining. Okay. I don't think we've done a brilliant job, but we've done it. 10 out of 10. Not quite sure we qualified for that score, but whatever. Okay. Sail to a point in a straight line. So I guess really I should be looking at this theory. I come in here and go into the LXP. The LXP is like a training area. Oh, what the hell? Why is G-Force running? Oh, there we go, courses. Manoeuvring 2. Okay, let's have a look at this. Oh, actually, let's just quickly go and complete. Did you read all the theory and complete all the scenarios in this course? Yes, I did. You have followed this course 1 time. Okay. Slight language problem there. Finished and finished. Okay, back to courses. Manoeuvring 2. Here we go. Enroll. Start. Wind is air moving from an area with high pressure to an area with low pressure, and when it moves against your ship, it pushes you in the same direction as the wind. All parts of your ship that are above the water are affected by wind. Since ships usually have long, narrow shapes, the direction the wind comes from makes a big difference in how it affects your ship. Head-on wind straight at the bow has the least effect, whilst wind coming in sideways has more surface to hit. That's pretty obvious. If you have a ship with a large above water surface area like a ferry or a cruise ship, it will be more susceptible to the influence of wind. Turn your bow into the wind and adjust your engine settings so the forward thrust is equal to the push from the wind. So that's what I realised I should have done right at the end there. The wind speed is usually expressed in Beaufort, BFT. The scale reaches from 1 to 12, where 1 is barely noticeable and 12 is a hurricane. Above 9 BFT is a storm, and most ships do not want to be out at the sea in these conditions. Ooh, exciting. Right. The wind constantly tries to push you in one direction. If that's not the direction you want to go in, you'll have to compensate. You'll have to steer into the direction of the wind to reach the destination in a straight line. The stronger the wind, the more you must compensate. Look at the course over ground and adjust your heading so the course over the ground is the direction of your target. Okay. COG. Right, that's what we need then. Let's do it. Alright, engines forwards. So I need to adjust COG. What are we sailing in? Oh, we're in a big cruise ship. Ah. I've been so used to steering the other ship, I didn't realise I had a wheel. So I've just steered myself off course. It's okay, I can save it. I can save it. It's all good. I wonder if I could do this with just thrusters. Turn in a little bit and help out. We're very close to the edge now. Make a concerted effort to pull across, get back on course. I think we can get away with doing this just with the bow thrusters. They seem to be counteracting the wind and the waves quite nicely. Try and get back into the centre a little bit. Love that bit of roll we've got going on. Ah, maybe the bow thrusters are not powerful enough. Now I wonder if I put autopilot on. Ah, they've disengaged autopilot. Okay. I imagine autopilot would do this for me automatically. A little bit far over this side now. Fundamentally, we're doing a good job. Well, that's cool. Don't you think that's cool that the wind and the rain and the waves and the current all go towards ruining your course? I imagine autopilot deals with that, but I just think that's brilliant. There aren't enough simulators out there that do these things. Perfect. It's very similar in a lot of ways to flying. Nice. Okay, didn't crash that time, that's good. Sail in a circle. I could do that easily. But can I do that with wind and rain? That's the question. Sail a neat 500 meters wide circle around the buoys. Stay outside the buoys but inside the arrows. Alright, this could be interesting. So, I'm going to use bow thrusters. Go for 50%. %, throttle. And again, now I have to steer the opposite way. Which is always interesting. Should we go maximum? I think that's a bit too much, isn't it? Go 54%, see how that works. So instead, I'm going to go full rudder, and I'm going to use the bow thrusters to keep the front end where I want it. And that's going to fluctuate and change depending on the speed. Might be going a little bit too slow. Let's go 50% throttle. Getting a little bit too close on the inside there, I'm not liking that. In order to make the rudder effective, I want to be around about 3.5 knots, I think, or faster. But any faster than sort of 4.5, 5 knots, and the bow thrusters won't make any difference. course, the wind is going to have an additional effect. So right now the wind is coming in from a northerly direction, which is to the starboard side. So it's going to push us into the rings. When we get the other side, it's going to push us away. Go maximum throttle and just see how we get on. Bring that front end in a little bit more. We're getting a little bit wide of the circle, which is not what I want. I've got to say, I do like these little training sessions. Really good fun, good practice. Now the wind is behind us, so I'm going to start bringing us in closer to these floats or buoys or whatever the hell they are, so that when we get the easterly wind, we're in a good position. Too much. That would be good. So we've now got the wind coming from it's still coming from the north, but it's now hitting the port side. I just need to make sure that I keep the front end in. Buffeted a bit there. Just using the bow thrusters to give us a little bit of an extra kick if I feel like we need it. But I think we're past the worst of it. I could even straighten out a little bit now. It's pretty easy, I have to say. I'd like to try it again in worse conditions. Now we're going to get a head-on wind, which means that our steering will become more effective. So a 45-degree turn on the bow is about right for this scenario. Now we're going to come round, the wind is now going to come down on the starboard side, start pushing us closer in. Oh, there we go, job done. Nice and easy, that wasn't too hard at all. Aha! Now we have to stay in one place again. I imagine this is going to be harder. I didn't do particularly well in the first one. This time I'll try and turn the ship into the wind and then hold it steady. That should make my life easier anyway. Right. That's not good. My throttles have disconnected again. This happens quite a lot, I've noticed. I don't know why. Right, there we go. Everything is centralised. Where's the wind coming from? Oh, the wind is coming from almost dead ahead of us, so... I need to put about 1.5 knots in forwards and turn the bow of the boat ever so slightly into the wind. Oh, there's a current. There's a current which is pushing us. The current is pushing us more than the wind. I wondered why we were going right. We're going to fail this. Yeah, we're already travelling too fast. I can't stop it. I'll have to try this again. That's interesting. So how do I deal with that? I've got the wind coming from one side and the current coming from the other side. That's kind of cool. That's something I've not experienced before. Let's jump forward and see what it says. Current is the movement of water that you sail on. This movement is caused by tides and water streaming in rivers. The effect of current is much more direct than wind. Yeah, contrary to air, water cannot be compressed, so when it hits your ship it takes you along straight away. Luckily the speed of currents is generally a lot lower than wind. It's not easy to see currents. You can notice it only relative to stationary objects like bridges or buoys in the water. When the water flows around these objects, you can see wake in the water. That's how good this game is, by the way. The speed of a current is usually expressed in knots. A current of 3 knots is quite strong. Some places in the world might have currents of 5 knots, but it's very rare. The direction of a current is expressed in degrees, and contrary to wind, is the direction it is going in, not where it is coming from. A 270-degree current is coming from the east and going to the west. Currents can become confusing when streams come together. For example, where a river flows into the sea, we encounter the current from the river combined with the changing tides from the sea. This can lead to unpredictable streams. So how do I deal with it then? Yeah. So I've just got to turn into it. Right, so we're going backwards at 1.7 knots. So I'm going to give it a little bit of forward momentum, see if we can see. There's no indication of where the current is coming from, but it's almost certainly coming from the port side. I don't really know how to deal with this. I'm going to try and turn the boat into the current, I guess. It's the only thing I can think to do. Nope, that's going to push us outside. Right, well here's a challenge. I don't really know what to do. Maybe we'll turn with the current and reverse into it. Let's try that. Notice there's not really anything on the online sort of tutorial guidance thing that really tells me what the right thing to do in this situation is. Alright, so we're going maximum starboard side thrusters, and we'll try and get sideways and reverse into it. Damn. Failed again. Shocking. I don't really know how to do this. I think that's the right way to do it. Just not doing it. It's just pushing us to the right so quickly. Right. Full right thruster. Put a little bit of... So yeah, we got the... It's 3 knots, which is really fast actually. So I think we've got to reverse up to 3 knots in speed as quick as we can. Because otherwise we're just going to lose the battle. Let's go 50%. Right, this is looking a little bit better. Still not looking great, to be honest, but right, something like this. We're going to go outside. I need to reverse a lot more. Son of a bitch. That felt closer. I really don't know how to do this one. Perhaps I do need to turn into it rather than turn with it. Let's try that. Let's turn into it. No, I don't think that's going to work because we're not going to turn quick enough. I wonder if I try and turn the bow into the direction that the current is coming from. Yeah, that might work. Let's try. just trying things until something works. So I'm going to turn the bow into the current. Sorry, I'm going to turn the stern into the current and turn the bow. Well, I'm going to turn them both into the current. Let's go. So. That's what I meant to do. Damn, this is hard. I don't feel like the game is giving me enough information. Let's go back to turning into the current with a lot more reverse. So maximum starboard bow thrusters, maximum reverse on the throttle. We'll turn the rudder into the stream. We'll see what happens here. So we're kind of still going sideways. We're not going to survive 5 minutes, are we? Damn, this is hard. Alright, so I'm going to give it a bit of forward throttle. Maximum port rudder. So basically I'm going to try and turn the boat as quickly as possible. So, maximum over. Turn the boat as quickly as possible. And then reverse. Now maximum reverse. Damn, we did better than that before. You would think this to be quite easy, wouldn't you? But it's proving not to be. Right, maximum reverse. Bow thrusters 100% starboard. Rudder is 100% to port. What I want to do is turn the back of the boat into the oncoming current if I can. So we're now actually reversing faster than the current is coming. We seem to be holding an equilibrium, which is not quite what I want to do. I want to turn the front in. So I'm wondering if I've got the rudder in the wrong position. Try turning the rudder and see if that helps turn the boat. Huh. I am absolutely out of ideas here. Maybe that was too much reverse thruster. Go about 50% reverse on the props. God damn it, I've lost the controller again. That's not fair, is it? 'Cause I've lost time now. I'm still moving along and the boat is not turning. So I've got to go forwards in order to get the boat to turn. But then I've got to slam it into reverse before it's too late. Okay. This is bloody hard. I wish there was a bit more guidance, I really do. It's kind of making it up as I go along here. Trying a million different things. How the hell do you do this? Right, no front throttle. Just bow thrusters. And then throttle at the rear when we need it. I don't know. I lost the bloody controllers again. cannot do anything about it. Gee whiz. Running out of ideas now. Let's try turning into it again. What do I do? I am right out of ideas. I'm all out of ideas, I really am. Maybe back it up first and then to try and do this maneuver. Like that actually makes a lot more sense. Because I'm running out of space is the problem. Ah, oh, goddamn controllers have cut off again. This one's frustrating me. I hate this more, or I'm worse at this than I am at reversing. Yeah. Oh. Just disconnects it every time. Well, not every time, but more annoyingly, just occasionally. Right, so we'll try backing it up. Give us a bit of extra space. And then we'll go full throttle and just try and hold it for 5 minutes. Have I left it too long? I think I've left it too long. Should have done it earlier. Okay, I think that might be the way forward. It doesn't help that maybe no reverser. Maybe just bow thrusters. Right, so just bow thrusters, no propeller, no throttle. Oops. We are already going back 1.6 knots. We are turning. We do need a bit of reverse thrusters because we're going further towards the front, which is the opposite of what we want. So, okay, I think that's the right way to do it. Let's get ourselves prepped. Maximum reverse thrusters. Not for too long, just to get the momentum going, and then full forward thrusters. Here we go. Right around 3 knots in reverse. I've now put full front thrusters hard to starboard. Is it too little too late? So close. We have to do it earlier. We have to do it around about 2.5 knots in reverse. So once we hit 2.5 knots in reverse, throw the throttles forward, roll it over. Done it on 3 knots again, but we seem to get to 3 knots really quickly this time. This could be it. This could be it. We could have finally figured it out. This is really hard. Oh, it's going to be tight. damn it. Come on. Come on. I think that's it. I think that's the key. Just, I'm not doing it soon enough. 2.5 knots this time, without question. Let's do it. Disconnected the controllers after I started. Right, full reverse. Full bow thrusters. Oh, we're not quite getting full bow thrusters. That's interesting. So that is not quite configured properly. I went to 3 again by accident. I was distracted by too many things. Come on, move forwards. Move forwards. Damn it. Stop going sideways. Ah, that's so close. So close. Right, if the game stops disconnecting my controllers, we might be able to do this. But this this dial is not giving me 100% bow thrusters, so I'm going to use the old buttons instead. Here we go. As soon as we get to 2.5, I'm going to turn it over. 2.3, 2.4, 2.5, full thrusters forward. Turn the rudder the opposite direction. 100% maximum bow thrusters, that's going to help. That's looking a lot better already. Right, come on then. Let's finally do this. Just trying to stop that back end from swinging out too far, because it's going to go over the buoys any second. I need it to go forwards a little bit. It's close, it's so close. We've almost done it. No! It's just turning a little bit too much. Ah, it's tight. It's very, very on the money. Son of a bitch. Oh man. It's hard. Let's try staying centralized. How the hell am I meant to do this? I'm running out of ideas. Stress. Holy crap. Right, let's try that without going forward first. I'm sure I've tried this, but whatever. Try it again. So I'm trying to get the bow to turn into the direction that the water is travelling. Son of a bitch. Right, I'm going to blip it forward because that will help the boat to turn towards starboard quicker. So we're going backwards at 3 knots, but yet we're still moving forwards. Oh no, have we finally sat still? Oh, I thought we had it there for a second. Reverse back into it. That's all I can think of to do. Fricking controllers, honestly. Oh, I got the bow thrusters on the wrong way around. That's the controller disconnecting there. It's so distracting. Right. Maximum reverse throttle. God damn it. I feel like we need to go forward just a little bit just to get the front end turning in quick enough. That's it. That's my move right there. Because now the front end is turning at 27 degrees a minute. And last time it wasn't even close to that. So we're going to be over 30 degrees per minute, which means the front end should turn around before we get to the edge. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. So we're almost facing the exact direction that the current is going. I'm in full reverse. I haven't got the rudder in any direction. We just want to back up a little bit. If we could do that before we get to the edge. We're doing 2.8 knots in reverse. The current is only 3 knots. By rights, we should be going backwards now. So frustratingly close. It feels like that's nearly it. Okay. Less rudder. We should be going backwards now. Because we are reversing at 3.6 knots into the current. Have we finally got it? Perhaps I could stop turning. Maybe I could just reverse. Ah, son of a bitch. This doesn't seem to reverse, even though reversing. All right, I'm going to give it a blip of forward. There's the blip. Got the front end turning. And then we'll go maximum opposite rudder and reverse. So we need to turn to 53 degrees. And then we are bang on the same direction as the current. Turn a little bit less. Let's just reverse then. Full reverse at 4.2 knots. How are we not moving away? How are we still going in the direction of the current? How are we still going in the direction of the current? Man alive. Busting my chops, this one. Right. I felt like I was on something there. So I can get around to 30 knots really quite quickly. I think the 30 knots is holding on too long. 25 knots. So just that little blip forward really does swing the arse end around and start the front to go in. We'll throw it into reverse because we've still got forward RPM. Front is still turning quickly. 29, 30, 32, 33. So now I just need to reverse. Now we just need to go backwards. If we could just go backwards, we'd be there. So we're reversing at 3.4 knots. Let's change this to speed over ground. Yeah, we're only doing 7 knots speed over ground. That's the problem. Okay. Right. Okay, that's an important discovery. Speed over ground. I was thinking COG at speed over ground. All right. Wow. That's probably the worst attempt we've had in a while. Oh, God. There's nowhere near enough reverse thrust to stop us from going forwards. We're at -1 knot now, which means we're travelling forward at 2 knots. Oh my god. This is insane. Stay in one place. So there's no indication here. Scenario 4 to sail in one place. But there's no guidance there about how you complete this tutorial. This is hard. I may have to just say I can't do this one and ask for some help from someone else. Hopefully the wind will help. What? How have I gone outside? I haven't gone outside. You're talking absolute rubbish. Look, inside. Inside. You're stitching me up, game. That's not really fair, is it? If the game is going to cheat. Let's try backing up a little bit. And then we'll try going forward a little bit. I can't remember if I've tried this already. I have no idea. I've tried so many ways to do this. Speed over ground. I think I waited too long, but that's got some potential. Yeah, I definitely waited too long. Oh man, I've got 14 minutes. Right, I basically got one more go at this. I've got no hard drive space left, guys. This is my last attempt. Shouldn't it be that way? One last go, one last go. I think I made a mistake there. I had the rudder back to front in my head. It's trying to rush, Come on, come on, come on, come on. Been a long time trying to do this. No, I've no idea how to do this one. I've tried so many things. As soon as you get side on with the current, it just sends you off like a rocket. You just start coming round like completely out of control. God, we're not actually gonna... Oh, for a second there I thought we had it. I can't do this one, guys. I'm gonna have to get some help from some professionals. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Take care of yourselves. Till then, goodbye for now.